Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness, I think we're live, but seemingly, I think I need to have a check on one of my places that I wanted to be live at. So I think we are good. And I'm so excited to be here. I don't know why this is not working for that platform, but we'll deal with that later. Hello, hello. My name is Natasha Nurse. You are tuning into the Dress Roommate Book Club for January 2022. So excited to be here. This is freaking exciting, guys. So exciting. Why? Because it's the first book club meeting for the year. And as you know, I like to come on here once a month to do a recap on the book that we're reading for the month. And for this month, we are reading Power Thoughts by Joyce Meyer. So if you are like a faith-based person, then you definitely know who she is. If you are into motivational speaking, you probably know who she is as well. And if you are into power thoughts, and you definitely need and want this book. So you definitely can get it by going to dressroommate.com to get the book. Let me show you the title again, just so you know what I'm talking about. Power Thoughts Strategies to 12 Strategies to Win the Battle of the Mind. Right. And I thought it was motivational. I thought it was really powerful, simple to follow techniques and tips that she gives in here. If you follow Joyce, you know that she's just like straight shooter, just like I am. I really admire that about her. And if you are a person who's motivated by faith and your practice of religion, and specifically Christianity, then this gal is your gal. So definitely go to Dress Roommate to get the book. And with that, let's get started into the club. Okay, so here we go. Super exciting. What are we going to cover for today? We're going to do a meet and greet, obviously get to know a little bit more about me. If you aren't already aware of me or my platform, we're going to talk about the book summary. We're going to go over lessons learned. And I do have a page I believe I do want to hit in the book specifically to go through, and then what the next steps are. So quick and easy, fun learning. That's what I'm typically all about. So meet and greet. Who am I? So I pride myself on being a Jamaican American who does a lot of things. And why do I say that? Why do I call out Jamaica? Well, if you're familiar with the Caribbean community, we typically, especially those from Jamaica, my shout out to my mom and dad, they are people that are extremely accomplished and extremely motivated. Hello, Usain Bolt. Marcus Garvey, like, hello. So many different people. But I think that regardless of where you come from in life, you are a product of your environment, right? And for me, I am a product of a household that really taught and honed in on reading, on education, on constant evolution. And so for me to constantly evolve, I really recommend people to read and to also in their career not be so pigeonholed into one thing. I only do one thing. No, you can do as many different things as you want. So for me personally, I am a strong advocate and a person who loves to make impact as a DEI professional. Diversity, equity, inclusion. That's what DEI stands for. I'm also a coach. I hone in on media accountability and career coaching specifically for the type of services that I offer. You can learn more at dressroommate.com. So let me show you that. If you are interested, you can go there. And as a speaker, I speak on a lot of different topics. Particularly, I would say I personally love to speak on anything with mindset, anything in the area that I coach in, as well as helping women to understand the power of their words and their thoughts. So law of attraction stuff, as well as just kind of accountability, right? Like getting rid of the nonsense and holding yourself accountable for who you want to be in this world and the type of person you want to be. So a little bit of that. Podcaster. So my podcast that I started with my husband a couple of years ago, wokenfree.com. It is on Good Pods. It is literally everywhere you can think podcasts are. Amazon, Audible, Spotify, Pandora, oh gosh, everywhere. Facebook, like it's everywhere. So definitely go to wokenfree.com and check that out. And then of course, for coaching, dressroommate.com. That is the best place to find me. That's where you can get a free consultation. And that's also where you can learn more about my platform, as well as check out the blog. It's a lifestyle blog. And let me show you this. So if you are interested in joining, go to dressroommate.com. Now, next slide. Book summary. All right. So on Amazon, what I love about Amazon, I'm completely addicted to Amazon. If you don't know that, you will know that at the end of this conversation. I love Amazon, because there's just endless amounts of ways for you to spend your money, but also to get really good things like books. You can get like really cool books. And for this book, the summary that was shared here is Meyer provides power thoughts, bringing the reader to a new level of ability to use the mind as a tool to achievement. So I thought that was like a cute, real fun way to sum up what's going on here, which is the idea that your life is a reflection of your thoughts, which is going to be one of the lessons that I talk through. And if that is the case, then if you know anything about psychology, you know that we have a lot of negative thoughts every single day. So the language of battle of the mind, I thought was really appropriate, because there's a lot of internal stuff that we're going through that one could argue you're battling on a daily basis. For you to be able to wake up and start with a positive thought takes effort, takes extreme effort. For you to be able to see the bright side of things takes effort. It's very natural. It's very easy to be negative. It takes effort to do the inverse of that. So battle of the mind, 12 strategies she goes through. Let's talk through some of the lessons. So if you're interested in what those 12 lessons are, then she summarizes that on page 244. So let me get there in the book. And I don't know about you when you read, but I like to tabulate my books. That way, when I'm reading certain things, if I ever want to go back, or if I want to lend this book to my son once he's up to reading this book, he's not quite there yet, 7 months and counting, but soon. I like having tabs, because you're able to then have a real directed point back to where you're going. So where do you get those tabs? Well, you can get these book tabs on Amazon, and super easy to write on. And I really encourage folks. My husband thinks I'm nuts, but what's new? And I like it. So the 12 lessons, right? That essentially, 12 strategies to win at the battle of the mind. So they are as following, just so we kind of bust that bubble right there, and you know whether or not you want to read this book for yourself. I can do whatever I need to in life through Christ. So if you are a person motivated through faith, then I totally, like I said, I think this book is in alignment with you. But even if you aren't necessarily a believer, but you are open, right? Like you're open to the conversation of connection between faith and your thoughts, then I think that this book is still going to serve you in the way that it needs to. And for me, growing up Christian, my mother's very, 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 very religious. I live in the space of I have my ideology of what I practice and what I believe in. And I think that for me, what's most important, and I think we have some comments. Hi, greetings, Diamond on LinkedIn. Thanks for tuning in. What I love the most is the idea that for me, like God and my faith is a very personal practice. It's not something that I believe I need to impart onto other people. Even my own son, I want him to be exposed to different practices and different ways that people think. But I think for me, how I really believe to operate in this world, you need to come up with whatever regiment and space that's going to make you feel good in your practice and your religion. So my relationship to whatever I believe in, right, is a personal space for me. I don't need to broadcast it. I don't need to make you believe what I believe. I think that freedom of thought is the best space to be in, and you need to feel comfortable with what you believe in and what you practice and what applies to you, and no one should tell you otherwise. And so that's where I'm at with that. So for me, that sentence doesn't offend me. I can totally understand how it could offend someone else if they don't believe in that. But for me, the affirmation that I can do whatever I want in this life, and it's supported through a deity, or it's supported through a religious system that I'm comfortable with. I understand where that sentence is kind of grounded in. That rang true for me. God loves me unconditionally. Again, for me, I would say if you are that sentence, yes, it works for me. But also, I would say you could take out God if that doesn't apply to you, and you could say the universe loves you unconditionally. You could say the world loves you unconditionally. This life loves you unconditionally. I think that the premise of the sentence is that you are wanted, your life is wanted, your life is needed, your impact is needed in this space, in this world. And that is a thought that you should be thinking. That is a thought that you can go to when you're feeling unwanted, when you're feeling like, wow, like, why am I even here? Like, what is the purpose of this? The universe wants you. The universe has your back. The universe says you are loved unconditionally, right? So that, I really thought that that was a loving way to go about that. This next one, I thought, woo, really empowering. I will not live in fear, right? So how many of us have fear that we live with that like holds us literally like a weight around our neck even, right? What would life look like for you if you lived without fear? What would that be? How different would today go for you? How different would this quarter, first quarter of 2022 look like for you? Right? Really interesting stuff there. I'm difficult to offend. Thought that was interesting because that is, for those of us who, you know, live a life where people are saying things, whether it's in our careers, whether it's personally, professionally, whatever, and you're like, oh, you're kind of aghast at like what is being said to you or what about you. What if you didn't care, right? What if other people's opinion about you didn't matter? Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't it be easier to walk the walk that you need to go forward in your career, to go forward in your business, if you didn't really care, if you released from what other people are thinking about you? It's a really hard thought, right? I myself am definitely, oh gosh, it's taken me years to even get to where I am today, to just be able to not care. But again, those negative thoughts creep in, right? And you're like, oh, what if someone's saying something bad? What if someone interprets this? Listen, you're always going to offend someone. So if you didn't already know that, welcome. This is the world we live in. But you can purposely and intentionally try to live a life where you're focused in on doing what you need to do without intentionally harming others. But you are not going to get offended when someone is, you know, hurt or disturbed by your blessing, by your existence. Because at the end of the day, yes, we can offend easily to others, but if you are not intentionally trying to offend, and you know what that means, right? Then what you are is you are, and that's your authentic truth, and you're living by what you need to live by, as long as it's not hurting anyone else. Got to do you, and you're not going to get offended by what other people think or do regarding with you. I love people and I enjoy helping them. That part. Let me read that again. I love people and I enjoy helping them, right? So if you are a person who loves to be in service of others, of service in your career or in your business or how you operate in this world, that sentence is going to ring true to you, right? I love people and I enjoy helping them. I think people are fascinating. I think for me, I got into coaching because I am truly taken aback by how people operate and why they do what they do and why they want to do what they do. And to be in a position to help someone further along in their career or further along in their business is a privilege and an honor, because we're all so different. I kind of like to think of us as walking, talking mystery boxes. And I think it's phenomenal. I think it's freaking phenomenal how people accomplish what they do, given their backstories. And we all walk and come from a space of trauma and hurt and challenge, and yet we rise above, right? And that's incredible. That's remarkable. And so when you can be a part of that person's journey, yes, you can arrive at that sentence of I love people and I enjoy helping them. Next one, I trust God completely. There is no need to worry. Again, you can take out the God part if that's not for you, and you can say, I trust the universe. I trust the world, this space that we're in. I trust myself even, and there's no need to worry. Worry is the thief of joy, right? One of the greatest thief of joy. So is comparison. And again, how would today go different for you if you didn't have any worries? How would it go different, right? Think about that. Really let that sit and must like kind of, what's that word that I'm trying to say? Like, let that simmer inside your soul and say, you know, how much time, how many hours can I attribute to worrying in my life? A long time, probably, right? A long time. And that's okay, because again, today is a new day. Tomorrow is a new day, and beyond, if you're blessed to be alive. So ultimately, can you release from fear? Can we release from worry? Y'all didn't know you were going to church today. I told you, it's amazing. I am content and emotionally stable. That part. I am content and emotionally stable. so much of what we have to do, especially as mothers or caretakers, is really getting a control of how we're feeling on the inside. Why? Because there's a lot of internal noise amongst the external noise that we live in, and drama and chaos. We've got to figure out who we are and how we're going to operate, and your emotions and stability within that space is critical to be able to do what you need to do without driving yourself crazy or others crazy. And if you are not in control of that, then why? Right? And what do you need to do to get to that space? Love that. Next, God meets all my needs abundantly. Again, the universe meets all my needs abundantly. I meet all my needs abundantly. Thinking that you live already with everything that you have is a much better space to be in than to think from the deficiency, right? If only I had this, I can't go forward because excuses, nonsense, lies. Lies and fairy tales is the phrase I like to say. Lies and fairy tales. Deficiency is deficiency. There will always be something else you can have, but why not frame your mindset, frame your life from the perspective of I have what I have, and I have an abundance in my life, and I live a life of abundance and prosperity. Again, how different would your day be if you started with that mindset of I have everything I need in this world, right? You would be happier, you would be joyful, you would feel blessed, and you'd want to give back. And then that is a conversation with the universe that's saying, oh, you got this. I'm going to give you more because you're blessed and you're appreciative and you're ready to take on even more blessings, even more prosperity, even more growth. Incredible stuff there. I pursue peace with God, myself, and others. Again, I pursue peace with the universe, myself, and others. The point is, and me and my husband, Khalil, we joke all about this all the time because especially as a mother, I constantly am just like, I just need peace. I just want peace. Can I have peace in this world? Peace is paramount. Peace is paramount. If you are out here disturbing people's peace, shame on you. Shame on you. People need peace. I just want peace. Peace is wonderful because you can think and you can contemplate and you can remember and you can hold on to things and you can live just like with a deep breath and calmness. Peace is everything, and you don't realize it until you get to a certain age. I'm in my 30s, so now I appreciate it, and I would say I don't know if I appreciated it as much in my 20s, and definitely not as a teenager. I don't think I mean, you know what though? I need to have more conversations with these young, as my husband likes to call these youngsters, these youngins, to understand how important peace is. But I know for myself, I can speak from my narrative. Peace was not something that I necessarily wanted or was like, oh gosh, it's paramount. Yes, now I am very strict about making sure I have as much peace as possible. And I want to continue that until my last breath. Peace. And not just for myself, but I like the sentence. I live in I pursue peace with, again, God, myself, and others. Are you being and giving peace to others, or are you disrupting their peace? If you're disrupting their peace, shame on you. Shame on you. This is paramount. This is a foundation that you need in existence. And we should not only be achieving peace for ourselves, but again, peace for others. Are you giving peace to others in your household? If not, rethink your actions, rethink your thoughts. What the heck, right? Like, peace upon you. Peace be with you, my brother and sister. Like, oh, goodness gracious. I live in the present and enjoy each moment. That part, let me read that one again. I live in the present and enjoy each moment. This is so important because I would say for me, even as a Virgo, right? One of the we're very, 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 very powerful sign. However, there are times, right, where there is just this obsession that goes on in my mind around, did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Oh gosh, I made a mistake. It will literally play in my head all day long. The conversations I have with people will play in my head all day long. And so that becomes challenging if you've lived 35 years, right? And you're like, okay, let's leave that conversation that we had at 17 all the way back, right? Doing too much, leave that baggage behind you. Keep it moving. Where are you today? right? What are we doing today? Let's be present. How do we want to make today great? Yesterday could have been the worst day of your life. 2 weeks ago could have been your breaking point. It's behind you. You are alive today. You are present today. How are we making today amazing? That is the part, right? Because the past is behind you. The minutes behind you. 20 minutes ago, I started this program. We've lost that time. It's already behind us. Let's be in the present now. Let's focus in on what we need to do to make now feel good. What do we need to do to make today feel good? Present and future is the space you need to be in. The past is already behind you. Leave that at the door. Really, leave it at the door. This part I loved because it definitely speaks true to who I am. I am disciplined and self-controlled. You know, yeah, right. That I contribute that to, again, the lessons I had to make the person I am growing up, as well as what I have found to be able to be as accomplished and successful as I find myself to be, regardless of, you know, what other people think. At the end of the day, we have to, for us to say we want to do XYZ, we have to have discipline behind that. We have to have some type of self-control. We have to have some ability to be able to reach our goals. And that means that, like, yeah, maybe you can't do XYZ, but you're doing ABC and instead, right? Let's not think about the deprivation or the loss, but what is the gain, right? So for you to write that book, can you party all night long? Probably not, right? You have to actually sit and write the book. But yes, there's a loss of not being able to go to the party, but there's the gain of writing the book and possibly creating a new income stream for yourself, creating a new audience for yourself, being able to share your truth, being able to open new doors to new opportunities, being able to connect with new people, right? Let's focus on the gain and not the loss. But we have to have gains. To have gains, you have to have that discipline. You have to have that self-control. You have to have that clarity and understanding of what you want and how are you making your intention match your action. If they are not in alignment, then you are not going to get the results that you want. It's really simple. Success is not something that's like this, like, foreign mystery. Like, how do I do it? I don't know. Like, no. You have to have your intention aligned with your action, and you keep moving forward. And that discipline and that self-control is what propels you forward to be able to get where you need to go. And then last, again, this can be changed for who you are and what you believe in. I put God first in all things. I put the universe first in all things. I put myself first in all things. Whatever is going to float your boat, right? Don't get too caught up on that. I find that especially within faith-based content, people are like, well, I don't believe in it, so I can't consume it. You can learn from anything. You can learn from evangelists. You could be Muslim and learn from Christians. You can be Buddhist and learn from people who don't believe in atheists, right? Like, focus on the content, focus on how you need to interpret it. Our life is a perception, right? It's an interpretation. So change words out for yourself and not get so caught up on what language you need, right? So again, I put myself first in all things. I put the universe first in all things. I put my home, my household, my child, whatever, however you want to change that to. But what are you prioritizing? Really, that's what that's speaking to, right? What is most important for you? For me, I wake up and I, think automatically about my gratitude list. I'm grateful for my child, KJ. Shout out to the best baby ever. Every mom says that, but I don't care. My baby's best for me. Shout out to my incredible husband. We are going through another wonderful year of love and friendship and devotion and humor and everything together. We'll be 18 years later this year together, and I can't wait to hit that next milestone. I'm grateful for the true, real one friends that I have, the 3 of you out there in the world. You know who you are. I don't even have to call you out. I'm grateful for the lessons I learn for every day. And there's a myriad of things you can wake up for and be grateful for. But, I try to start my day thinking about that and getting me excited and hyped to live a life that's in honor and to tribute to what the blessings that I do have. So that's how I start my day. If you start your day different, put that in the comments on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. I'm everywhere. So go ahead and do that. And then as we wind down the conversation, those were the 12 power thoughts. So if those were things that were meaningful for you, I felt like I went to church. I know I preached to myself. I hope I preached to you as well. But that was a beautiful, beautiful kind of summarization of some of the things you'll learn in the book. So again, let me put that again in the ticker so you can see it. Power Thoughts, 12 Strategies to Win the Battle of the Mind by Joyce Meyer. A couple of other reflections to just kind of note for you is your life is a reflection of your thoughts, meaning what you think matters, right? You can't just think negative thoughts and it not have an impact on your life. If you think negatively, you'll have a life filled with negativity. It's not brain science, guys. So get your mind right? You've lost your mind, apparently. You need to find it. That's what that is, right? Next, if you want to live a life that is in tribute to what you think you want and what you think you deserve, then you are going to have to strategize, and you're going to put in places and techniques that you need to practice. So the practice of law of attraction, the practice of positive thinking, the practice of gratitude, the practice of discipline, right? Whatever the practice is, it's multiple practices, right? The human experience is a complex experience. So there's a lot of different things you have to do at once to be able to go where you need to go. But if you can do it, you'll be very happy at the end of the road. Life changes require true commitment. This is not a book that you like read and then you're like, okay, that's the end. Like Tuesday, I'm going to win the battle. Nope. This is probably a book that you can hit up over and over again. It's definitely an opportunity for you to create an action plan for yourself that will require you to hit and practice and do what you need to do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, and then before you know it, on an annual basis. It requires ongoing effort, right? To change your mind, ongoing effort. To think the thoughts that will in part create the life you live requires that you do the work. So if that is cool with you, then I think you are set to go. So again, I'll just show you the image. Power Thoughts, beautiful cover, beautiful book, beautiful message. What's coming next? So next month is Black History Month. If you were not aware already, hello. Shout out to my beautiful brothers and sisters of the Pan-African experience. I shout out my Jamaican roots because I'm very proud to be from parents who are Jamaican. I'm very proud to be a part of that community and that culture. And if you know that about me, you know that I listen to dancehall and reggae every day, and that I always crave oxtail and rice and peas, or white rice. Sometimes depends if the rice and peas are good, but typically oxtails with white rice and my steamed vegetables and my festival and plantain, and if I can have a cup of sorrel with it, now we're talking. That is my culture. That's what's going to stay by me for the rest of my life. And so, of course, for Black History Month, we need to read a book by a beautiful Black sister like Alicia Keys. And this is an old one, right? So you might have already read this, but I haven't. And so I'm bringing it to the Dressing Room 8 fold for our book club pick of the month. And so I really hope you get the book. It's already on dressingroom8.com. It's the recommendation page. You just go on there. You can get the book. It takes you right to Amazon. Click and get the book. And we will come back here together to discuss that. And if that fancies you, then you are good to go. And then the only thing I wanted to remind you is that I have a blog. I have content that I put out. I have contributors. I really recommend that if you're looking for inspiration, motivation, and just upliftment, that Dressing Room 8 is the space for you. It's really the space designed to help women achieve what they need to achieve in this world for their career or their personal endeavors. So please subscribe. Please sign up for the monthly newsletter. It's about to go out. As you know, I send it once a month. You don't want to miss out on the content. If you want to get in touch with me, Natasha@dressingroom8.com is the best email for me. And with that, we are pretty much at time. So I don't see any other additional comments other than I saw right here. But if you watch us on the replay, please feel free to put in comments. I get notifications and I can come back in and share my thoughts and share my blessings, and as you can do the same with me. And I just thank you for those who did tune in for today. And with that, have a wonderful day. Watch what you think. Make sure you're employing power thoughts and have a wonderful rest of your day. All right. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.